to your place, yo, you best not forget it. She gon' tell you how it is, cause she's Rick the Critic. When she all up in your city, yo, you best not forget it. Let you know if she like it and if she get with it. Let the whole world know and be the first to admit it. Let you know if it's good and if she dig it, cause she's Rick the Critic. Rick the Critic, Rick the Critic, Rick the Critic. She the first to admit it if she can't dig it, cause she's Rick the Critic, Rick the Critic, Rick the Critic.
Hi, welcome to Rick the Critic. I am so glad to be back, and today my guest is Marilyn Bradford. She's going to talk about the African fairy tale that she's written called Beauteous Black, and it's about a princess. Am I right?
Well, she's the
Well,
daughter
first
of a
let me
very
say welcome, Marilyn.
well.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. I'm so glad to be. Well, people have said she's a princess, but actually, she is the daughter of a very wealthy, well-known black Moor who is a warrior.
Okay, so this is a fable. This is not a fairy tale. This is
It's
a
a
fable.
fable. Yes.
Okay, all right. Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Enlighten.
And so the
Stop.
difference.
Stop. Cut.
Rick the Critic. When she come into your place, yo, you best not forget it. She gon' tell you how it is, cause she's Rick the Critic. When she all up in your city, yo, you best not forget it. Let you know if she like it and if she get with it. Let the whole world know and be the first to admit it. Let you know if it's good and if she dig it, cause she's Rick the Critic, Rick the Critic.
Welcome, 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 welcome. I'm Rick the Critic, and today my guest is the lovely Marilyn Bradford. She's written a book called Beauteous Black. It's a African fairy tale, and I'm so excited to have you here. Welcome, Marilyn. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be here.
Listen, now let me ask you this, because when we say African fairy tale, and you and I had a conversation a little earlier, and it was like there aren't any African fairy tales.
There aren't any black fairy tales. There may be some African, but not black fairy tales.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to say that, and anyone can challenge that if they'd like, because I've gone online, I've had friends to go online, and I have looked for black fairy tales, Negro fairy tales, and I cannot find any.
Wow. This is
So,
that's awesome. That is awesome.
I think so.
This is a African fairy, a
It's,
black
it's a black
fairy
fairy tale.
tale.
It's
Okay.
a black
All
fairy
right.
tale, although it takes place in Africa.
Okay.
But it's about the Moors, and the Moors are black. So
Absolutely.
it's about them, and it's but this girl, Beauteous, is the daughter of a very wealthy black Moor who is a warrior. He comes home and he discovers that his wife has died, and he has these three daughters he needs to raise. But his mother, and he comes home to Africa. So his mother says to him, "You need to get someone to help you with these daughters. They're so untamed because I'm too old to do that." And the story takes off from
So
there.
it's the grandmother. So the grandmother says that she can't take care of them, and
Yes.
he needs to find someone
Yes.
to help him raise these
Yes,
these
yes,
three daughters.
yes. She says to him, "You need to get a wife." But he doesn't want to marry because he's so stressed out over the wife.
Okay.
And he was married to a Spanish Moor,
Ah.
Consuelo. So he has three daughters. You know, they're very young girls, like 4, 6, 8, very
These are
young.
children.
Yes, very young daughters.
I'm thinking fair. I don't know
No,
why I was
no.
thinking 13.
So that's why
Okay,
I'm
these
going to
are
clarify that.
children.
Very, very. So when he gets home, the daughters are like, they love him so much and they missed him. They just lost their mother and they're so rambunctious. And the grandmother says, "You need to get someone to help you take care of them. You need a wife." So he hires someone. He gets this woman into the home, and her name is Ebony. The daughters love her at first, but then the father also falls in love with her.
Oh, this is a love story too. Oh, this is gonna. Oh, this is. Please, I mean, I know the ending is. Don't tell us too much because I want them. I want them to buy it. Oh, this is so awesome. So as sinners, and this, and let me tell you what I'm hearing.
Okay.
A single father.
Yes.
Raising his daughters,
Yes.
which is a must, and
Yes,
it's a
absolutely.
must
Yes,
do. I
yes.
mean, And it's so timely.
Yes.
This is so timely.
Yes.
And then and this is his mother or
Yes.
his wife's mother?
His mother.
Okay.
His mother. So his mother has been taking care of them since the wife died.
Okay.
But now the wife had a relative, and her name is Mutanda Detomu. And she is the relative of Consuelo, but she's also the children's guardian. She's taken care of these children since they were born, but she's always a little tipsy.
Oh, no, so no, wait a minute. So tell me this. Am I correct?
Yes,
okay.
Beauteous.
Beauteous.
Uh-huh.
Beauteous Black is not about one daughter. It's about 3 daughters, or is it?
It's about a family.
Okay.
And she is not, and when he comes back home, this daughter is not born, you see. He only has the 3 by the wife that passed away.
Oh, and this is another daughter?
Yes.
Oh,
See,
this is oh
now,
gosh.
when he comes home and he eventually marries the woman that he brought in to help him with his daughters, and they don't like her anymore, but then they really decide to hate her because they find out later that she is going to have a child. And that's when Beauteous comes into the picture.
So that's the sibling rivalry.
Yes.
And Beauteous is the new
Yes,
person.
Yes. So those are her half-sisters.
So now, okay, so and it's not like a Cinderella thing, because it's not. These are not stepsisters. These are all sisters.
These are blood.
They're sisters.
They have the same father, but different
mothers.
Yes.
Oh, this is.
So they
What
just,
inspired this? I mean, what do you? I mean, I know that you said there aren't any Black fairy tales. That part I got.
Yes.
But I'm saying, what inspired you to write? And it's not really a fairy tale, it's a fable.
It's a fable. And the difference between fable and fairy tales, there's nothing about fairies in here.
Right.
And goblins. It's nothing like that.
I didn't hear that.
The fables are when animals are talking, you know, and that's a fable, but there's nothing about fairies. So it's a Black fable, really. And it's exciting to me when I was writing it. And the way I started, I happened to be visiting a friend. And her boys, it was raining that day, and her boys were out on the floor playing. And I said, well, why don't you get a book to read or whatever? And she said, I don't like Cinderella. And I said, what is wrong with you? And she said, you know what, Marilyn? They don't have anybody Black in any of those books. She said, not even one of the dwarfs was Black. And I was laughing. And I said to her, you know what? If we as a race, we want a Black story about us, fairy tale, then we need to write one. Because when those people were writing, they weren't thinking about race. They're just writing.
Right.
And she said to me, you should write it. And I said, I don't do that. And she said, you write poetry. And I've read your poetry. I know you could do this.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
You know what? I just came back from travel, and I had a stopover, had a layover in Paris, and I saw all these. I mean, you know, all over the world, you see Africans. I mean, they're everywhere. You know, and you know, as I went into the gift store to pick up something for my granddaughter, I kept looking at all these, and I did not a Black face, and I mean all these, and I thought I want to get her a cute little purse, but. You know, and it's not a put down or anything, but it's like I wanted my granddaughter to get something that identifies with her.
Right.
Now, when I was raising my children, I lived in a small community. There were, I think, 20,000 people. And out of those 20,000, it was less than 5,000 that were African Americans. And I came home one day, and my daughter was in the mirror, and she had her hair up, and she was spraying hairspray on her hair and running the hot curls through it. And I said, no, you cannot do that, you know.
Yes.
And but because of environment, she thought that you know, because she saw her, and I thought, oh no. So immediately I said, okay, all right, Rick, you know what I'm saying, you need to do so. So that's when I sent her to an all Black boarding school in Mississippi. And it was a good move. And then I decided to send my other children too, but it was a really good move. So I do identify with what she's saying. You know what I mean? Because you pick up stuff, and even you have some Black authors that have done some Black books, but you still do not equate them to being Black because it doesn't say it.
Yes, I've seen a lot of books about Black children, how they feel when Martin Luther King was killed. You know, a lot of things like that. But really getting into the storytelling, like fairy tales, fables, I didn't see that, and I have not found that.
Okay.
And you know, sometimes even though we know we're Black, we have a hard time sometimes. We really do. We don't want to, the hair, if you notice, Beauteous has, her hair is braided.
Okay.
Okay, and this is what they did. And when you're reading the book, it says her hue was black, not dark brown, black. But she was extraordinarily beautiful. Said she was just so beautiful, people came from all around to view this baby. She was divinely beautiful. What this has done, not just for Black girls that I told this story to, but there was this little Hispanic girl after hearing this story, and she is darker skinned Hispanic. She stood up and she said, I'm Beauteous. I'm Beauteous. And one Hispanic woman said to me, and she's full grown, she said, I wish this book had been around when I was growing up because I'm dark skinned. So this book is going to cause young girls that are very, very dark to feel very good about themselves. And just how your daughter was straightening her hair, young Black girls, it says she's beautiful. So they're going to associate. I will tell you this. I spoke to a woman that was Caucasian, and she said to me, why do you keep saying how beautiful she was? She said, the little girls that read this that aren't beautiful are going to feel bad. And I said, on the contrary, when they read about Beauteous, they're going to feel beautiful because they're going to equate with her. They're going to see themselves. You know, like when kids see Superman, they put on the towels and run and fly. Well, when they read Beauteous, they're going to associate with Beauteous. And they're going to feel beautiful. And I know this is going to happen.
I'm excited. Can we get a close-up of the book? It's just, I mean, I was so excited, and it's beautifully done. I mean, Marilyn, it's beautifully done. And the illustrator here, and it's a lady, you said.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
I cannot wait to get home and read.
Yes, and her
to my
picture is
grandchildren.
in the back. And
Okay.
she is, let's see, here she is, there she is.
She sure looks familiar to me.
This is Johnny Walker.
Johnny, can you no close up on? Okay, well, when you read the book, when you get the book, you'll see. But actually, because it's not about Johnny Walker today.
No,
it's about Marilyn Bradford. So, Marilyn, as an African American woman and a mother of children, my oldest daughter is very, very dark. I mean, very, 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 very dark. And then I have one in the middle that's probably a little lighter than me. And I had these three different looking children. And I remember a woman saying, oh, we're going to break? Okay, great. Listen, Marilyn, just hold on. You guys get your popcorn and stuff and come on back and we're going to talk some more about Beauteous Black.
Can I ask a few questions about the apartment on Park Street?
What was your name?
My name is Juan Hernandez.
It's been rented.
Hello, my name is Sanjay Kumar. I am calling about the apartment on Park Street.
It just rented.
My name is Tyrone Washington. I'm calling about the apartment for rent on Park Street.
It's not available.
I use a wheelchair and...
It's gone.
Hello, my name is Graham Wellington. I'm calling about the apartment for rent on Park Street. Is that still available?
Yes, it is.
What is?
Housing discrimination is illegal. If you think you've been a victim, call us.
Sun exposure starting in childhood is a major cause of skin cancer. That's why you should apply a high SPF sunscreen and keep your kids covered up whenever they're outside, not just at the beach or pool. Protect your children from the sun. They'll thank you for it someday.
Hi, we're back, and I'm back in if you just tuning in, my guest here is Marilyn Bradford. She is the writer, the author of Beauty is Black, an African-American fairy tale, or a more like a fable.
Yes.
But you know what, Marilyn, let's kind of clarify this while we're talking, because in the beginning we said there are no black fairy tales or whatever, and you said you had looked it up, but clarify for the audience exactly what you mean when you say that.
When I looked up black fairy tales, it did take me to a website, and what it said, it meant the dark side of fairy tales. Fairy tales are, you know, we think of them as being just wonderful, but you look at Snow White, it was murder in that. You know, if you look at Sleeping Beauty, they planned to kill her, pricked her finger. So Cinderella, it's dark side, so they called it black. Now, again, if they are out there, it may cost us to get out there and start getting them and reading them to our children.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think, like I said earlier, having 3 daughters and one, I remember a lady saying to me, I was in the mall, and she said, "Oh," and she said, and who is this?" And I said, "This is my daughter." And she said, "Why is she so black and you so light?" I couldn't even. I mean, you know how you look at somebody and you say, "Could you be this? Could you be that idiotic? I mean, could you really be that ignorant?"
People are. People are.
And she had this question like, you know, and I thought, what an idiot. I was over in Brazil. I saw, I mean, so many different colors, and they were all related, and I just said, wow. You know, if I could just take these pictures and just bring them back and say, this is who we are, you know, all these, it's just, you cannot imagine. And so I can only imagine what my daughter, you know what I'm saying, I can only imagine, because I had to go back home, I had to sit down, we had to talk about it, because she just blurted it out, and I thought, why would you say something? I mean, why would you say that? You know, and then she said, "Your eyes are hazel," and I thought, just stop it right here. You've already said too much.
Yes.
You sound so stupid. But you know, again, I think that a lot of times they just people just blurt out things before they even think.
They do.
You know, they have no idea.
And you know, we come in a rainbow of colors.
Absolutely. My goodness.
You know, we if you saw my sister has hazel eyes and very fair, but I never felt bad about being black, and I'm going to tell you why. When I was a little girl, because I was dark and my sisters were fair, and we had the same mother but not the same father.
Okay.
So my grandmother would come over and she would say, "Where is that little black gal?" And that was me. And so being a child, very young, the way she said it, I was like, here I am. I was so happy.
She's looking for me, yeah.
She's looking for me. And I was the only little black gal, and that's what they called me, that little black gal. And so I was always just very happy. So when I grew up, and I would say, well, they're about as black as, and I would say, not darker, they're about as black as I am. And people would say, you're not black. I would say, look, if Snow White can be white, I know I can be black.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
And I was so happy when James Brown came and said, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud.
Well, my oldest daughter, the one that's very, very dark, and then my granddaughter, they're both like, just like the color of these chairs, but they have such an air. I mean, they talk, I mean, their whole attitude is like, I am the prettiest, baddest thing on this planet. And so my other 2 children, my other 2 daughters, you know, the one that's a little fair, and that's like, boy, I wish we could be like her. I mean, they just look at her and like, I mean, even as little children, my daughter would say to them, you know, and she was heavy. And so she would say, I'm the most beautiful thing on this planet. I mean, she just always, you know, I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm just
is good
beautiful.
For her, but we have so many little girls that don't feel that way.
That don't, I know.
And they need to feel good about themselves.
Yeah, she just, I mean, I remember taking her to Wrigley Manor, because they were interviewing for Rose Queens, and she, like I said, she was heavy, she was dark, but she had this beautiful long black hair. And so I said to her, I said, Nikki, I said, you want? She says, oh yes, mother, I want to go. I want to try out. I mean, wait, nothing. So as a child, I mean, I sent her to modeling school where she could learn how to distribute that weight, and I sent her to a makeup artist where she learned. So girlfriend does not even come out the house without her makeup on, and I mean, always smelling good, looking good. And as like I said, and even as a large woman, she just carries it like, you know, look at me. And so it is, and then like I said, and then my granddaughter, she's shy. But she's a beautiful black girl. I mean, beautiful chocolate girl. Now, what I find is that, and what she said to me, she said, Grammy, the children at school, you know, gave me a hard time. Not other cultures. They never gave me a hard time.
And that's
interesting.
It is, but sometimes I have bumped heads with people because I have a lot of confidence. I would tell anybody, I am not a smart woman, but I am so happy to be alive.
Yes.
You know, and that gives me confidence. I'm alive. I can do some of the things that I want to do. So I'm just, sometimes I have bumped head with people because they think, you know, you think you're this, and I don't think anything. I love being who I am. I love being black. And I would hope that young girls would want that too. You know, if they're black, you are black, and you're beautiful.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that is what they're saying, and we're going to probably, but listen, tell me please, where will we be able to purchase the book? Okay,
it's in Amazon.com.
Okay.
And I also have a website. It's MarilynTaylorBradford.com.
Okay.
And they can go there.
Okay, and also other products. I mean, because I know earlier we talked about some other product lines.
Yes.
What else?
Well, I
is
have
under
a stamp.
Beauteous?
I have a Beauteous Black stamp. And you can just mail it. You know, I went and got a stamp, and I said I would love to have stamps, and all of my information, I will be sending them out with Beauteous Black stamp. I also have the mug with the picture of Beauteous Black, and I should have gotten one and brought it so you could have seen that today. I've gone to the bakery, and I'm creating a sheet cake. When girls want to have parties, they can have that Beauteous Black on the cake. And cupcakes. And I haven't done this yet, but I would love to have a mural that's on the wall, and it's not glued to the wall, but paper that would just adhere to the wall, and then you can move the characters of Beauteous Black throughout the forest.
Oh my! Oh, it's a whole product line.
Yeah, and I'm in the process right now of doing the CD of the story.
Oh, that's gonna be, Marilyn, I am just, I mean, I'm excited. Please, when the cups come. But now the information you just gave us, the website, you can get all of these products.
You can't get the products now. You can just get the book. The CD will be available by next month. The CD will be out, and we're right now working on that. But the products will come eventually, and I would say, well, in about the next 30 days, I will have some of the products.
Oh, well, it'll be just in time. I mean, that'll be in time when the show airs, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
When they go, by the time they get their book and get their stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Then the other product line, it'll be there.
Yes.
I'm excited about that.
Yes.
I am so excited that you took the challenge from your friend.
Yeah.
I'm glad that she said, Marilyn, you can do it, because you could have said, well, you know what, I could, but I don't want to. You really could have. But because of your obedience and because you took the challenge, now there are other young ladies, and even, you know, we're talking about young girls, but there are a lot of older women, you know, that still had this challenge that they went through, and that will be able to look at this and say, wow.
Oh yeah.
What an awesome thing.
That is so
I am so excited about reading it to my granddaughter or having her read it to me and you know, and being able to share, because it is something that that we need, and it's just timely. It really is. It's timely. I thought about, what was that little fairy tale with Tatiana or something that they did, the little black princess or something that they did on
Kiss
television.
the Frog.
Something.
My daughter said, "Mom, why did we have to kiss a frog?" I said, "I don't know. I don't know."
Why do we have to kiss the frog?
You know.
Yeah, it's, you know what, like I said, we are such a talented group of people.
We are.
And we have so much information
Yes, we
and
do.
so many things to
Yes,
share.
we
And
do.
I'm just happy, again, like I said, that you were willing to share
Yes.
this story. Now, let me ask you, there are going to be other stories, but this won't be it, will it?
No, I've already started a sequel to Beauteous.
Ah, okay, okay.
And I have other stories. Since I did that one, I have other stories. I have Princess of Raindrops, The Greedy Man. I'm just trying to think of some of the names of some of them that I have also done. But I want to get this one out.
Okay.
And it's already out, but I mean, I want to get it going
Okay.
before I get out there and put another one on the market.
Okay.
And right now, because of the product line and all and what I want to do, I'm even looking for people that want to invest. And this could be it is a business. I have a business license to do Beauteous Black.
Awesome.
So I am very serious about what I'm doing.
Awesome. Well, we can tell. We can tell that you're serious about it. And it's nothing. I mean, whenever you find people with passion behind whatever they're doing and they stand behind it, that's always such a good feeling. Listen, any closing I mean, what would you want to tell our listeners before you go off the air? What would you like to say to them that would just stick with them about Beauteous and say, look, this is, I mean,
one of the things, if you would just take the book and turn towards the back, one of the things that I wanted to do, and this happened because my granddaughter, she was 8 at the time when I wrote it, and she would each morning be looking, and so there were words she didn't know.
okay.
So what I did, I thought, okay, what I'm going to do is at the end of this book, I'm going to put, I didn't use glossary, but words to know. And in each chapter, there are words. So one of my friends said, oh my goodness, this is educational.
Absolutely.
Because he's teaching children words that are used in here. Sometimes children are reading and they'll read something, they don't understand the word, but they just read
Just
over
gloss
it.
right over, just go right over. Yep,
But they don't
do.
get the sense of it.
Right.
And sometimes this one word can change a whole meaning of a sentence.
Yes.
So I think they need to learn words.
Yes.
In here, the sister says to the coach driver, "You're a despicable knave." So when I wrote it, and one of my friends said, "What is that?" I go, "Well, a knave is a no good person, you know." So they need to know these words.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I would say that, first of all, they need to get the book.
Okay.
They really do need to
Absolutely.
get it. Because the beginning of the book, and I'm just going to say this, and I will be quiet because I'm such a talker, but I do want to do this. Starts, in the days when the Moors ruled Spain, there lived El Black, a handsome, wealthy black Moor. He was a valiant, mighty man of war.
They got to get the book.
Yes.
You gotta get the book. Marilyn, thank you so much for coming on. I truly enjoyed you, and please tell me you'll come back again.
I will. I promise.
Good.
If
please.
you have me, I will come back.
Absolutely. I have enjoyed you. Thank you so much for listening. This is Marilyn Bradford, the author of Beauteous Black. Get it. It's at Amazon. At the end of the show, you'll see the credits and the website where you can purchase some things. Again, thank you so much for joining in. I am just always excited that you're listening to us. Thank you so much, Marilyn, for coming. And listen, we'll have you back. I'm just excited. Thank you again for coming.